So now we go to our periodic trends. But before that, just a few recap of how the periodic table is arranged. So we have to remember some few columns and rows. Now these columns are what we call the groups. If you can recall, Johann arranged them into triads. Now we arrange them into columns. So your group 1, 2, until group 18. Now, some old periodic table will be using Roman numeral numbers with letters. So you'll see 1, 2, tapos may 3A, 3B, 3C, and 3D. That was a bit confusing. So the UPAC system rearranged them by simply using our Arabic numeral, 1 to 18 numbers. And we have the 7 periods from hydrogen until to francium, representing the 7 shells of every element, of every element in the periodic table. So we have the metals on the left side separated by this ladder. I don't know what color it is now, the avocado color, light green or lime. These are your metalloids or semiconductor, meaning they are in between metals and non-metals. So maybe you'll be asking, sir, what's the difference? Say for instance, this silicon, it's being used in our cell phone, computer. Why is that? Because it does not generate too much electricity. Unlike metals, which are superconductors, or they conduct electricity and heat. Madaling matunaw yung mga maliliit na chips, so they use silicon chips because they are semiconductors. Konting electricity lang ang pumapasok, at the same time, konting init. So matagal matunaw. Before they were using gold, diba? Yung mga nasa SIM card natin, mga gold yan dati. May joke nga na pag kinitkit mo yan, pwede ka makaipon ng dahol na gold na pwede mong ibenta. Now they are using these semiconductors. So they lie in this seemingly ladder, being separated between the metals and the non-metals. Metals are reactive, non-metals are not that reactive. But this group, 7, usually reacts with 1. If you can still remember what I've said, the original periodic table was circular. So that the group 1 will be connected. So halimbawa wala tong puti, connected sila sa group 7. Tapos si group 2 connected sa group 6 para magkakatabi yung mga most reactive, so that lithium will connect to fluoride, chlorine, bromine. That's why we have lithium fluoride, lithium chloride, lithium bromide, and so on and so forth. And then, ano pa ba? With the periodic table, the lanthanide and actinide series are actually here. It's a long periodic table, but for convenience, we tend to cut it down so that it would fit a short size bond paper. So thank you, Miss Tusha Lumbao, my student, one of my great student way back in senior high school, who gave me this periodic table. This is a very wonderful periodic table. Sir, bakit hindi mo iningatan? Bakit madumi na? So, kunwari, magpapalusot ako na ginagamit, kaya medyo madumi na. So anyways, we're going to talk about the 4 periodic trends. The arrangement, or why is it that the periodic table is one of the most amazing table in the universe. If as a chemist would say it, this is the most important periodic table of elements. So medyo mahirap magsulat gamit ang tripod. So we'll start with atomic radius. So what is atomic radius? So this is simply the size of your atom. So radius would be the half of your diameter. So it indicates the distance between your proton, or your nucleus in particular, to your first electron and to your last electron. So halimbawa, we have 2 shells. So we are talking about, when we talk about the atomic radius, we are talking about the longest radius, or the farthest electron, the radius of your atom. So that would be what we are going to talk about. So first, from left to right, what do you think would be the trend of the size of your atom? Would it be increasing or decreasing? So say for instance, we compare lithium and then fluorine. Which one would be bigger? Which one would be smaller? Sige nga. Alright, so you would probably think fluorine would be bigger. Why is that? Because it has more electrons than our lithium. But take note that they lie on the same shell. So lithium, sige, lagyan natin ng image for the visuals. So lithium would have two shells. Fluorine will also have two shells. The difference in them is that fluorine has more than electrons as compared to the lithium. So, see, fluorine will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 electrons because atomic number is 9, so it has 9 protons, 9 electrons, while our lithium would have 3. So, in using our eyes, using our naked eyes, it would seem that, and kung tama yung pakabilog ni sir, dito obvious na mas malaki to, mali yan for ano lang yan, for illustration purposes, it would seem that they are equal because they both have two shells. But take note that inside the nucleus are protons. So, sa loob ni fluorine and lithium, lagyan natin dito ng separate nucleus. We have here, since we have 3 electrons, we also have 3 protons. Here we also have 9 protons. So, the pull of the 9 protons would be stronger as compared to the 3 protons. Therefore, though they are seemingly equal in size, fluorine will shrink because it will be pulled inside by the protons. Na-imagine ba? So, mahihila sila papunta dito. So, fluorine would be slightly, again, very slightly smaller as compared to the lithium. Hopefully, that makes sense. Medyo mas malaki si lithium kasi medyo magaan yung humihila sa loob. 3 lang. Kasi 3 lang yung maliliit na electrons dito because protons are very big, relatively big as compared to the electrons. These small little, these tiny ones will be pulled inside and will be dragged closer to the fluorine, making the atomic size or the atomic radius relatively smaller as compared to the lithium. So therefore, our trend for the periodic table from left to right, this will be increasing. So kung left to right, that would be decreasing. Now, how about going down? So, let me remove now the fluorine. I'll still use lithium. So, we will compare the motion between groups. Kanina, between periods. So, meaning from top to bottom, bottom to top. So, what are you? Joke lang. Huwag nyo na i-gets ang bad joke ni Sir Jello. 1 to 7. So, from lithium, compare natin siya kay francium with which 7 shells. So, Fr, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should I still continue? Sige, 6, 7. Obviously, which one is bigger? Again, the sizes are just for example purposes. These are not the actual sizes of our atoms. Alright, of course, francium would be bigger. Therefore, from top to bottom, it will be increasing. So, to create a general trend, we can simply say that the sizes, the atomic radius increases from the top left going to, top right rather, going to the bottom left. So, yan yung general trend. Tandaan, ganyan yung arrow natin. From top left going to the bottom right.